Last speaker today is Rabbi Rosenbaum, Rabbi emeritus from Hertzel Ner Tamid congregation that supports us from the beginning. Please welcome him.
Thank you, Ayelet, and thank you, Yiftach, and Micha, and Karen for coming. I can't tell you how important it is that you're here, even though when I look at this group, I think this group is the least in need of convincing. Nevertheless, even though we read things in the papers and we watch things on YouTube and on TV, having the face-to-face contact is extremely important, and so we really appreciate you making the effort to come here. I was one of the people who said at a couple of rallies ago, at which there were 60 people, I said there should be 1,000 people. I still believe there should be 1,000 people. This is good. This is better. Maybe 150 tonight. And we only had a week to do it. So, Danny and I know this. We have to kind of wed the enthusiasm and the way Israelis do things and the way American Jews do things are a little different, but we could learn from you and you could learn from us. I think what we have in common is we're Jews, and Jews are organized. And what you've done in Israel, the level of organization that takes is just astonishing. It's really astonishing. We here have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I love the fact that the energy is beginning to grow. This room should be full, and I believe at some point in the near future it will be full. I feel as if the American Jewish community has been a little bit slow to react, as Danny said. I think some of that comes from a good place. We're just not used to this. This is new territory for the American Jewish community. We're not used to defending Israel in this way. You aren't used to it either, right? And certainly we're not used to it. But we're beginning to get it. It's certainly true on the level of heads of organizations. I don't think the rank and file of the American Jewish community is really, I don't think the response of the average Jew in America is proportionate to the magnitude of what's happening, which is, as you say, it's an existential threat to the life of Israel, and therefore to the Jewish people as a whole. So we have to do better. We have to somehow begin to match that energy that we're seeing in the streets of Israel. We have to begin to match that energy over here in the United States, and I believe we will. So I think going forward from this moment, I think our challenge is twofold. First of all, it's been said the house is on fire. Bayit Boer, I think that's what I heard. Lior is telling me constantly, the house is on fire. Well, what do you do when the house is on fire? You sound the alarm. What perfect timing. The shofar was designed for this very, very purpose. We talk about the shofar as the alarm that we sound to wake up the Jewish people. If ever there was a time in the Jewish year that we needed to sound the shofar, you collectively have been the collective voice of the shofar for us. We have to amplify that voice to the Jewish community. I know that many rabbis, I know Danny Weiner, I know Jacob Herber, I know most of the rabbis in town will be speaking about this on high holidays. But that's just the beginning. We need to communicate the sense of urgency, the sense of energy that's required to change this. And the second thing is that we need a strategic plan, a positive vision. We need to translate fear into hope. What I love most about the protest movement in Israel is the images of Israelis embracing the flag, embracing the Israeli flag, and singing Hatikva. That is just unbelievably inspiring. And the reason it's inspiring to me is that Hatikva is not a protest song. It's a song about a dream. It's a song about a vision. It's a song about building something beautiful. There's a classic Israeli folk song many people know, Anu Banu Arza, Livnot Ulihibanot Ba. We have come to Israel to build it and to be built by it. The state of Israel, as I've said many times before, is the greatest thing that the Jewish people have ever built, have ever created, and it's an ongoing work and process of creation and constant recreation. And this is a moment of danger, to be sure, but it's also a moment of great opportunity for the entire Jewish people to ask ourselves, collectively, together, Israeli Jews and American Jews, what is it that we want to build together? Israelis have taken the lead, as it should be, but they've invited us, American Jews, diaspora Jewry, into the conversation because the fate of Israel and the fate of world Jewry is indissolubly linked. So the conversation about Israel's future and the Jewish people's future is a conversation that we need to have together. And it could be a magnificent conversation. It could be a magnificent conversation that we have together. And if we begin to figure out how to have that conversation, how to contribute to that conversation, Gam nivneh v'gam nibaneh. We will build and we will be rebuilt. We will create and we will be recreated. So let us enter the Yamim Noraim with a sense of trepidation, with a sense of alarm, with a sense of the magnitude of this moment in Jewish history, but more than anything, with the radical tikva, the radical hope and the radical optimism that led to the creation of the State of Israel in the first place. Toda rabah.
Beautiful.